365 Days of Horsemanship. I just want to do kind of a little bit of a catch up, like really on the last kind of few days. I know I've definitely missed some days. Recently I got ill again, but I'm feeling much better now. And yeah, so I've had some kind of like shorter sessions. I had a lovely one with Lawrence, where he was shut in the honeycomb, which is quite like a small area, with his herd of 3. And definitely I think it's been really good being forced to kind of work on the real basic distance stuff with him. And it's not like super long distance, but I think just to kind of take a break from working on the touching distance where I'd been so into that. And yeah, and I think definitely we've had some really nice moments. I think I have more patience now, and I think I know what I'm looking for. And so I think there's been this kind of shift in perspective where I think I feel like I'm accomplishing less, or I have felt like I've been accomplishing less because I've not been accepting the same things that I used to accept. You know, I used to be very kind of like easy to accept something, easy to move to a new place of flow for an action or a behavior that wasn't perhaps very clear. So now it sort of feels like I'm achieving less in a short space of time, but it's not really the case. What's actually happening is I'm just a lot more clear now. And so I'll stay on a pattern for longer before I'll have the outcome. And that takes longer. And so therefore I'm having less of those cycles in a session. And I think that realization has really helped me feel reassured about my shorter sessions, which were feeling very frustrating to me. And yeah, so I've had some really nice ones where I basically just, and it's the same pattern I'm playing every time at the moment, which is I walk through the grazing and the head shaking and the chronic concern about the environment and the midges until there is a change of focus to the environment, to the herd, or to me, if that's not immediately followed by a concern about scratching. So, and then I will take my breath and then I'll have to start moving again because the concern's already back. So I think it's just accepting that, you know, repetitions are going to take longer if I'm doing them over time. But I've had some good sessions with Mia. Yesterday was the first time I managed to ride in probably 3 weeks because I've been really sick. Probably 2 weeks, but I was riding almost every day before, just for like 10 minutes. But I really want to get back to that. I'm a little frustrated today because I know that my window isn't really long enough to ride, but that's okay because I have 2 days now where I know that I can. After today, excuse me. And yeah, so I just with Mia, it was sort of I was able to come to the touching distance more because it's not as difficult for her and not as overwhelming. But it was funny because yesterday when I came to halter her, like I'd felt up until that point like what I'd been doing wasn't really helping much. It was a lot of walking until I sort of saw like an eye, because I can't wait for those big changes in the same way I can with Lawrence, because my relationship with Mia isn't as strong and she's not as open. And so I'm still rewarding the really small changes with her. And so I'm kind of like thinking, oh, is this working out? Like, is there anything like good in these sessions? Like I wasn't really spending a very long time with her because I didn't really feel like I had any direction and just wasn't really sure. But then yesterday I came with the halter. She was like, oh, let's go. Yeah. Really motivated to be haltered, really motivated to come up with me, which was of course the loveliest feeling. And I think also just really reassured me that actually what I had been doing had at least some positive impact on the relationship, if nothing else. So yeah, yesterday I had a lovely ride with her. I really only came to just see Lawrence really quickly, because I was also working yesterday and I just ran out of time. But I'm really excited actually today because the weather's been really unbelievable. Like high 20s, early 30s degrees Celsius, and like sunny, really hot, which has been nice, lovely, but really Lawrence suffers a lot. And yesterday seeing him cut it in the evening time when it was starting to cool down a bit was like such a different horse. And immediately we had this lovely moment of curiosity together, and so I just, left it there, and yeah, it was really nice. So I'm looking forward to spending a bit more time with him today. And yeah, I think really feeling good about being on the patterns that I'm on. Looking forward to having a little bit more time and motivation to put the consistency into them that I really need. I think there's no excuse now. Like there's nothing else left to be done. I just need to be consistently here to practice the patterns. So yeah, hopefully I will get that time now. I am away again in July on holiday, so in a couple weeks, so hopefully I'll get some consistency in before I go, and then they can have a week just to relax and think about everything. So try to kind of be on like an up cycle now, ready for like a rest cycle when I'm away, maybe would be good. So yeah.